Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Well, there are two things that you can do in your life that are so simple, but can make such a difference. Not overnight difference, but in time to change your whole mindset, your view of life, getting what you really want in life. And those two things are practicing gratitude and, when needed, forgiveness. I know it sounds almost ridiculous, those two things. And many of us will say, well, I'm grateful for a lot in my life. I'm sure you are, but how deep do you go with that? And what are the principles you use to express your gratitude? And same thing with forgiveness. We're going to talk about that today with somebody who has a lot of insight on a lot of this kind of stuff. She is an amazing life coach at Essential Blessings, and she's back with us. She is our professional of the year. Shay Johnson joins us. Hey, Shay, how you doing?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
I'm jealous because I wish I was there with you on that swing. It just looks so peaceful where you are right now, outside of Atlanta, right?
Yes, it is pretty peaceful.
Mm,
That's why I chose this space. I'm like, let's go to the swing.
mm.
You can hear the birds.
Oh, is that, we've talked before, but never did video. Is that where you're typically at when we talk?
Um, Usually I'm walking in the front where um most of the birds are, but today since we're doing video, I decided to sit instead of walk. So I'm just
Mm.
in the backyard.
I don't know. I'm in a suburb outside of New York City, about an hour away, Long Island specifically. I don't hear birds like I hear, and it's every time we get together, there's birds chirping. I don't know what's good. I don't know if you live in a sanctuary or what's going on there, but it's so peaceful. It's so wonderful.
There are a lot of trees, Steve. Like a lot. I'm just gonna just kind of
Mm, nice.
show all these trees. But yeah, there's so many trees. How can there not be birds, you know?
Mm. I I'm going to be rhetorical here, but I'm going to say that you seem grateful for those birds. You seem grateful for even a place to have a swing so you can, that's your Zen spot, if you will. Um, how do you practice gratitude?
Whew, I practice gratitude from the morning I get up until I go lay in the bed. It's the way I um keep my spirits up. Um, so before I even touch the floor, it's gratefulness for my life, my health and strength, and food on my table, clothes on my back, roof over my head. Those are like the beginning gratefulness. But when you are going throughout your day, it's so important to realize your tender mercies that our Heavenly Father gives us. And one of those tender mercies is being able to hear the birds chirp. I think that when you are grateful for even the smallest things, that is what captivates your mind and heart to where the things that may have made your day, messed up, when you're able to focus on those small things, you can overcome those things that would normally, you know, change your mood or make your day worse. And it is difficult sometimes when you are having one of those days that you just feel like crawling back in the bed. But having that grateful mindset keeps you on track of, staying pretty positive. At least for me, it does.
Sure. And it has been proven, I don't know if I can go as far as say scientifically, but maybe I can, in lots of research, lots of polls, how gratitude just makes a huge difference in your life. Again, not overnight, but doing things like keeping a gratitude journal, or just feeling that feeling of I'm grateful for what I have. Yeah, nobody's life is perfect. You might have some challenges here and there. And it could be the littlest things. Like I keep a gratitude journal, full disclosure. I missed almost a week of writing in it. And I almost felt A, guilty, and B, like I went back a couple of steps because I wasn't moving forward. I wrote in it today. And it can be as simple as this is what I wrote. I'm going to go by memory. I might have missed a couple of things. Um, but I'm grateful the weather is warming up. I'm grateful I just started working out again. Kind of derailed on that. And I'm grateful for new mobility in doing that. Um, Grateful for my dog. Love him. Yeah, and little things like that. But it could be as simple as I'm grateful for this cup of coffee. I'm grateful how it makes me feel. And as I don't even do caffeine. It's not even about that. It's just a happy moment for me, but I'm grateful for the people that grow the coffee beans, the people that manufacture the cup, the place where I bought it, the person at the counter. I'm grateful they're there because if they weren't, I wouldn't have that. It's just a little cup of joy, if you will. But those little things, in my understanding and opinion, you just keep going with those, and it's almost as if you're saying to the universe, I appreciate what I got, and guess what? The universe will give you more. And I've heard that from countless numbers of people. What are your thoughts?
I think so. That's another reason why I come outside, because I am so grateful for the universe. I'm grateful for nature. Like I look forward to the opportunities to walk on grass barefoot and to hug a tree or hold the arm of a tree, like it's connected to me, or the listening of the birds, the smell. You know, one story I remember being out in this backyard and just kind of connecting to nature. There was a few butterflies that flew by, and they were so pretty, and I thought that that was a sign from my ancestors that's passed away. So then I
Mm.
started looking out into the yard, and I'm like, I seen this shiny thing, and I'm like, what is that? So I went over there, and it was a turtle stuck in the mud. So I got the turtle out and put it in some water, and I felt kind of special, because had I not been out in nature enjoying the universe, I would not have been able to capture that turtle and free it from being stuck in the mud like that. So I went and did some research on it, and what I found was that I was connected to the universe for being able to, be in that place at that time. And that was pretty cool. And then I found that I couldn't keep the turtle. So,
Mm.
but but we have a turtle now, because that was like inspiring. I don't know why I like turtles, but I do. I like looking at them and swim around in the water, and they're unique to me. I went to Hawaii and was able to swim with the big giant ones. That was like an experience I won't ever forget. It was beautiful. But I do feel like being grateful for those small things put you in places that give you more reasons to be grateful.
I don't want to agree with you just to agree with you, but I don't know what it is about turtles myself. There's lots of, amphibians and things out there. Um, there's just something cool about them. Maybe it's their, the shell where they have protection if they need it, but they're out there. And every encounter I've ever had with a turtle, I vividly remember, and I don't know why. And was one time was probably, I don't know, 12 plus years ago. I was riding a bike in a park, heavily wooded, and remember coming through a path and looking down, and they were baby turtles coming out of a little hole, and they were walking across the path. And I'm like, ugh, other people skateboarding or whatever. It was the ground. It wasn't paved at that spot. And I remember getting out off my bike and just ushering them away because I didn't want them to be in harm and danger. But I never forgot it. I could tell you, my kids were with me. It was just like a fun moment. And I have a friend of mine who just texted 2 days ago, similar story what you just said. There was a turtle that she found and was about to cross a road, and she got out and she brought it back, and it kept wanting to go back. So she put, a barrier up with logs. Actually called the police because it was a big turtle, and they came and they, put it back in the woods and everything. And yeah, there's just something there. But I'm sure that turtle was grateful too, to all of us for preserving their lives, keeping them out of danger. And it's interesting. You look for gratitude. You sound like you're grateful for just a moment to connect with a turtle, whatever that
Yeah.
connection may be, to have that opportunity to connect with something so interesting. Nature's wonder, right?
Yeah. It takes a minute to get to that grateful stage. You probably, I don't know, I've went through things to get me there. Um, but now that I'm there, I won't ever deter from that. Gratefulness is very much key to receiving more things to be grateful for.
Hmm. Do you believe, and the more I experience life, the more I believe this, and somebody told me this a while back, and then I continue to hear it come up, in that the reason we should be grateful is we're sending a message to the universe of thanks. Thank you for providing me with these things. Chance to see a turtle, a chance to go on vacation, a chance to have a cup of coffee, all of these things. Because if you show that gratitude to the universe, what is the universe? Whatever you want it to be. If it's a God, great. If it's just this thing that we live in, okay, whatever you believe in, that if you show your gratitude, it will give you more of what you want. Uh, do you believe that?
I definitely believe that. I mean, if anyone is not showing their gratitude, just try it and see how things change in your life. Try to be grateful all throughout the day for just the little simple things,
Mm.
and just see how things change.
Takes time though. Got to be patient. This is not an overnight
Yeah,
thing.
it definitely does take time. It's and the good part about it is you can just write down a few things of being grateful each day, and then maybe to amp it up, add something to it each day. I did 5 things I'm grateful for today. So today, so tomorrow I'm gonna do 6, and the next day I'm gonna do 7, and next thing you know, you won't be able to count anymore because there'll be so many things that you're grateful for that you know your pen is just flowing or your thoughts are just flowing.
Hmm.
um
I'm grateful today because my day changed. Normally, I started a little bit earlier. There were a couple of good changes, so I got to take care of different things that I normally don't get to do, and even took a little extra time for myself and got my car washed. Wow, it's a little. I'm grateful. I know it's great. Made me
right.
feel good. Um, and I have the opportunity to do a couple of other things today. Busy day, without a doubt. I just text my sister, and she's like, "Stop! Why you slow down?" I'm like, that's a day. It's all good. I'm grateful I have the opportunity to. No,
And
no
grateful
worries.
for the energy to have to I
I
mean,
guess.
someday the energy isn't there,
Hmm.
but being grateful can pull your energy up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It really can. And thank you for saying that, because while we shouldn't be grateful just because we're waiting for a payoff. Like, hey, universe, give me more good stuff I can be grateful for. It does it when you have that positive, grateful outlook, that your energy is up and you can accomplish more and do it in such a way where it feels good. Um, so being grateful is one of those ways that you can move your life forward. One of the other ways, not related to it, but let's get it out there. And it's so simple in many regards, practicing forgiveness. We have so many challenges with others, even with ourselves. And when we say forgiveness and forgiveness of somebody else, it doesn't mean we condone what they did, doesn't mean we approve of what they did. But when you can release it, you can move your life forward. And just like gratitude, it's another one of those things that many, many, many say works and has for for hundreds plus years. What are your thoughts on forgiveness?
Forgiveness is one of those on top of the list with gratitude. And I think the first um forgiveness should start with yourself. We're so down on ourselves about a lot, and we don't even know it sometimes. Like I used to say things like, oh, God, now that was stupid, about something I did, or I don't know, saying that I'm silly for something. But in actuality, you have to be kind to yourself, and you definitely have to forgive yourself, especially when you're in the position to be the forgiver, because at that point you have to forgive yourself for being vulnerable enough to be in the space that someone else has to be forgiven. So for instance, um someone cut you off. No, this is so I went to a spa. It's like a 24-hour spa, and people
24-hour
come.
spa.
Yes, it's really cool. I
Oh,
kind of feel like I should be an advocate for them because I'm always promoting it. But
genius
um,
idea.
it's yes, I wish it was closer to me though. But when you get there, they give you a uniform to be out in the public, and then you can go in the wet area, which is a nude area of your same sex. And at night, they give out mats and blankets. And at this day, I waited for my blanket and I got my mat and then I set up my area, and then I left the area. And when I came back, my blanket was gone. And and I immediately said, "Whoever took my blanket, I hope you get something." And the lady came over to me like rushing, almost as if she thought I had put some type of spell on her or something. And she said, Here's your blanket. I didn't know. And I go, I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that. What I said, thank you so much. And I didn't mean to say it, but it was like I had to forgive myself for getting so upset, that someone took my blanket,
Mm.
because I don't know, I instantly felt bad for saying what I said, even, and she was giving it back. And I probably would not have felt like that had she not given it back.
Sure.
But I had to forgive myself for
Yeah.
saying that, getting in
Yeah.
that space.
Happens all the time. You're in traffic. Somebody cuts you off. What do you do right away? But if you take a second and think about it, if nothing happened, they just, cut you off. You don't know what they were going through. You don't know if they just got a horrific phone call. You don't know if they didn't get a lot of sleep last night because their kid was sick, or they're working 5 jobs and they're just trying to make life happen. We don't know somebody else's story. So it's better to just throw positive energy. Hey, good luck with you.
Throw positive and then let the person in. Like, I'm real big on that these days, is when someone's trying to get over, break and let them over. Don't do that whole nope.
Yeah, like you don't deserve it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Let them on over and forgive the fact that they are in a rush and they startled you or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
I think that it's almost like that whole frowning and smiling thing. You use so many muscles to frown, but it doesn't take that many to smile. You don't use any type of negativity when you forgive. You release when you forgive. So I definitely think gratitude and forgiveness go hand in hand to have a better life.
Yeah. 100%. And there's many people we can ask that of. Has it made a difference in your life? Thousands, millions and millions of people will agree that it has. There's got to be something there. Shay, how do we find you? Somebody wants an ear, wants to bounce some of this stuff off of you, wants some coaching. How do they do that? How do they find you?
You can connect with me at myessentialblessings.com. That's where you can sign up. And if you want to connect to my social media channels, I'm on Facebook at Shay Madison Johnson and Shay Marie EHE on Instagram and YouTube.
Always great talking with you. We're going to rename, with your permission, this podcast and call it Shay from the Swing. It's unique. I think it's cool.
Thanks.
It's your Zen
Thank
spot.
you, Steve.
That's your Zen spot. Mine is going kayaking. So, and if I had a swing, I'm telling you right now, I'd be chilling on the swing and contemplating. I have a friend of mine. He's actually a celebrity, whatever. His Zen spot is his hot tub, and he's made some major decisions in his life. Major. From the hot tub. Yeah. And he's very grounded and very intuitive too. Thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks, listeners.
Yep. And we'll talk soon. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.